Welcome to Kaijo tutorial series. Welcome back to the simple inventory tutorials. So in this part of the tutorial series, we're going to create the update method to update brands. This method will work similar to fetch methods. We're going to return, but the difference is that we're going to find a single product, and we're going to take by using the ID. Then we're going to update specific columns in that particular model or attributes in that model. To do this, we need to create a route using the put verb HTTP method. So put is used for update. We're going to call it update target brand, and this /: brand ID, that is in reference to the ID. So you would put in the URL, it would be update target brand / and the ID. This method takes a request and also returns a response. We're going to copy the header from a previous method to speed up time. We're also going to copy the brand find all, but we're going to be using something called find primary key. So that's one way that we can actually find a particular method via the primary key. So we're going to change from using the ID inside of the string, because inside of the query URL, because we're going to be sending multiple values to the method, not just the ID. So it's best to use parameters. And we're going, instead of using the find by primary key, we're going to just use the update. So we call the brand name the brand, then update. So this allows us to specify what models, what attributes within that model that would like to update. And we also have the ability to specify what the primary key is, or what is the filters that would like to apply to that model. So I think that's more effective than just finding the primary key. Then once we find the primary key, we're going to have to create that update method in addition to finding that record. So we are using the body since it's a JSON request that is being sent. So we say request.body and the parameter name that we'll define inside of Postman or inside of whatever interface that we're using to interface with the API. Then we specify the where clause. So we say where brand ID is equal to brand ID. So that's the brand ID that we had sent above inside the request body. We're returning 1. So what we want to do is, the reason why we are going to return a count is because we want to specify to the API, to the interface, that hey, you have updated one record successfully. So we know that it was successful, because it's not a good practice to do an operation and not know if it worked or not. Okay, so let's test this endpoint. Let's copy the name. So now we need to specify the body. So raw, then JSON body. We also need an ID for a record that would like to update. So we need to create the JSON body, brand name. We need to also specify the brand ID as well. So this brand name that I'm entering is going to be the new value that I want to update. The only thing that won't be updated is the ID, and we'll also update if it's deleted or not. In our case, it won't be deleted. What I'm doing now is trying to find an ID, so that's why I run the fetch method created in the previous section of the tutorial. So we're going to call it new version of another brand, and we specify that it's a put. Then we're going to test it. Success. So what we're going to do is we're going to test the fetch method to see if that record was updated, and join me back in the next part of the tutorial.